trying not to look at the page.
Same.
I'm already in it.
I saw like
Oh, we can look at
I saw like a brief moment of it earlier.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, no way, that's it, man. It's so like in front of everybody.
Okay.
If y'all want to stand up and get a closer look, y'all can do that as
Thank
well.
you.
One at a time. One at a time.
Thank you. This is very emotional
I was hoping you would say that.
and highly stimulating. I didn't notice the pastel work from back there. I'm also curious if your pencil lines are, if this was intentional and then remaining.
I can't answer that, right?
Okay. Also in my chest.
Thank you.
It's interesting, Kwasi, because like, let's pretend this was a prompt and I had to write a story about it. I'm thinking like 4 or 5 different stories already, which I think is really, really cool for an audience member when they're viewing the work, because it's almost like somebody's gonna see themselves in here at some point. There's so many like anchoring points.
I want you guys to introduce. So there's a camera right here. There to see you guys' reaction. One at a time, your name, what you do, where to follow you. Type. You can start looking.
All right. You said which camera down there? Like
I mean, you can look right here because this is one that actually sees your face,
All right,
but it doesn't.
Kamden Love. I be living. I make music. K apostrophe or more, and my socials. Instagram, Rockstar Rain, like a King's Rain, not like precipitation.
Nice.
And then TikTok, official K and more. And, yeah, man.
Nice.
All right. I'm Dominique White. I'm an artist. I put poetry in motion. My main mediums are poetry, fashion, and film. And my Instagram is Grandis, GRANDIS _Dom, DOM.
I like that just flows out. Okay, so I'm Justin Ransburg. I consider myself a contemporary artist because that's kind of how I'm trying to like see myself. Beforehand, I was saying visual artist because I do like comics and illustration and murals, teaching. But I think contemporary artist kind of like solidifies everything.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like what? Oh, I guess you can. I guess to summarize what I do, there's a lot of like character design, storytelling through comics and murals, and also teaching.
Nice. And your handle.
Oh, my handle is Ransburg Art. It's RANSBURGART.
Nice.
What to the teachers?
And I'm Kwasi Butler, CEO of Dontoverfeel. And today we're doing a discussion, a discussion piece for my newest piece, The Honor of Grief. Honor of Grief, no D. And I'd like to start with the preface. Okay, before we begin, I just want to say thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invite.
This conversation is not about the right answer or speaking to my vision. This is about your truth. This is a space for honesty, even if it gets messy or uncertain. There's no pressure to perform or package your experience. Just speak from where you are. Your story, your voice, and your feelings are all enough. Wherever you choose to share today, whether it's quiet or loud or healed or still hurting, it matters to me. This is a space of respect and care, and I'm grateful to share it with you guys. And also, let's be respectful of each other. Let's try to keep the talking over each other to a minimum. And let's just really get into the nitty gritty. Oh, yeah, actually, I do need to use my hand. Okay. All right. First question. When you hear the word grief, what comes to mind?
Sadness, sorrow, a state of, I guess, a altered state of mind.
For sure.
Because maybe like sadness is kind of just sounds like not something you're stuck in. Grief, I feel like it's more like you're kind of stuck in it. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's where everything, your whole outlook on life is like changed at least a little bit just based off of the, point of that grief.
Thanks.
Okay. I would say something along a similar line of like a struggle that you've gone through and you don't know how to resolve it.
Yeah.
So like if you like lost a family member or somebody that was important to you, then you have all this like energy pent up, like love that could go somewhere, but it's like,
Has
but
nowhere
where
to
does
go.
it go? Because where I want it to go, it's not able to go in that direction, or at least from what I can see. So that along with just genuine sadness.
Yeah.
To not be redundant, because obviously sadness, but weight. I think there's a weight with grief. And it's interesting because it can be a short thing or a long thing. And I think a lot of people struggle with processing it, mainly because we really don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
There is just like this weight that you feel. And that's really the only word that's coming to my mind. It's a weight. I'm not sure if it ever goes away or if you just get your weight up and it becomes lighter
Yeah.
because you've been carrying it.
When I think of grief, I definitely think that was a very a good one. Everyone said great things. Weight is definitely a great way to put it, because it does it is heavy on you, and in a way you do have to carry it with you every day. At least in my experience, personally. Question number 2: Have you guys ever grieved a dream, an identity, or a stage of life? And if that is, you want to share that?
All the above.
Yeah.
All the above. I don't think they tell you, when you're, like the metamorphosis process, right? Or transmutation, you kind of almost grieve this version of yourself that you may think was better, or you liked how light you were, you liked how ambitious you were. But when you're honest with yourself, that version got you here. And now there is a whole new version that is required for XYZ season. Or like dreams, things that you thought you would have achieved by now, or things you may never achieve because now that time is gone, or you're wounded and so you can't play ball anymore. Like whatever it is, there is, I call it compound grief. It's like these little things that just kind of add up.
Never thought of it that way. See.
Yeah. So there's all types of things. You grieve friendships that end or fail, traditional and non-traditional grief.
Traditional and non-traditional grief. So non-traditional grief would be implying like not what is
Dropping
it,
out of college.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to, or
Like
wrecking your favorite car,
Mm-hmm.
your house burns down and you kind of lose everything you thought that you were going to grow up with. Just,
And that plays into your identity.
yeah.
And when you lose a sense of identity.
Katrina,
Yeah,
Hurricane
that's-
Katrina.
Yeah.
So you don't always have to, a person doesn't always have to die for you to grieve something. Other things die too.
Usually my, I guess, sources of grief have been like more external than anything, than internal. Because I try to like have a certain level of like compassion with myself. Where it's like, oh, you didn't do this thing exactly yet, but you'll get there. Or this hasn't happened the way that you wanted it to, but maybe something better is about to happen. Because I've noticed like a lot of things that I thought I wanted, turns out no.
You don't want it that bad. Yeah,
I didn't want them, or I
yeah.
didn't even need them. Like, and the ones that I didn't need is just like, let me learn from these as quick as possible in case something like that pops up again. I'm like, nah, I've been down that road. I'm just gonna put it off to the side. So, with people though, I noticed like grief can be a little more like nuanced to travel through, because like there are people that are still alive in my life that I kind of grieve because I can't be around them because like they probably did. Wait, can I cuss?
Oh yeah, for sure.
They probably did something fucked up where it's just like, I don't want to hang out with you no more. But I'm grieving the friendship relationship that we used to have because like I enjoyed that time, but now it's just like they gone in a sense, or at least that version of them died.
Yeah, and I feel like that version of grief actually hurts like a little bit more. You know, like when someone actually passes away, you kind of like glorify them in a way, like and in a way like all everything they did bad kind of just washes away, and just like man, I miss them or whatever. But
Yeah, because
it's not that way with someone that is alive still. You know, it's like it sucks. It's a weird, different type of grief for sure. Where it's like I could reach out, but it's like even that version of me that was friends with you, that nigga's dead too. Like, so it's like that's a tricky one that I haven't even thought of. That's definitely compound grief. That adds in there for sure.
Right, and it's even weirder like when you see them in person. It's like I want to talk to them, but no, I'm good.
Yeah, it's like
For my own sake, I'm good.
don't want to resurrect, bring something from the dead. It's
Right.
like,
I'm good, love, enjoy.
Yeah, I'm good. Like maybe one day, but not today.
Cam, what you think?
I honestly, and I can't tell if I just haven't like identified or anything, but I feel like I'm blessed. Like, I really can't really identify any points like that.
That is blessing.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like I definitely, what I agree more is like for other people, I guess. Like when I see like even just at work, like state of the world or state of somebody else's conscience, or even if like it's something that kind of pertains to me, but I can see how it's hurting like somebody else.
Yeah.
Like that's where I get like real grief from. Like dang, like I wish I could change that, or I tried to like change that in other people. But as far as like myself, that like comes from me or internal like that, I'm not sure.
Oh no, that's real.
Yeah.
That's a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like empathetic.
Compassion.
Third question. Do you remember trying to control something that ultimately could not be controlled? And what did that do? I can start first. I can start first for sure. I had I've grown a lot. And glory to God. And it wasn't the easy way. I'm a hard head, like, and I have to hit my head to learn that. I've accepted that about myself, and I take that with stride. There's definitely been a plethora of times. I mean, this is part of the human experience for sure, but I guess like your ego alongside it, it's just, there's definitely been moments in my life where like, you try to control a situation, an outcome. I can speak specifically, there's moments in my life where I wanted something like so bad. It could be like a dream, like we said before, or even like romantic wise or something like that. Like where it's like, man, you want it, you want something so bad, and I feel like that journey of, and it takes time, but eventually you get to that point where you realize you have to let the idea like die in order to actually like, what you were saying, metamorphosize, like transform. And I wanted to speak about how transformative that grief can be when you give it out, like, some people say give it to God, or you just like, you take it off of your shoulders and you accept it for what it is without any type of, desire to change it, like accepting it for what it is. Still figuring that out for sure, but I have more of a grasp over that more than I ever have in my life.
Like we said,
I'm not trying to change you
relationships,
guys, but like low key, yeah,
Yeah, no, I got you. Like that's definitely like my one. Especially like a young girl, like like middle school, high school. It's just like, dang, bro, like what can I do? Like,
what can I change about myself?
What can I change about myself? Or like, how can I make them see you different? And like, not stuff, but like the latest project I did, that was like a lot of it, like just going back to like my younger self, and even just like slightly younger, like a year ago, a few months ago. It was just like, dang, like I did all of this, but at the end of it all, not to spoil it, but like at the end of all, it's like it kind of doesn't matter. Like if I really put everything that I thought I could, that's still healthy, into trying to chase this thing, whether it is a relationship or a goal or whatever, as long as I think I put everything that was healthy into it that I could at that time, it's just like sometimes, like you said, it's time to let that idea die and just like move on from it and see what you learn from it. Like, oh yeah, I shouldn't really have to change myself if it's not a negative. In order to fit someone else's construct, even if it's not like a relationship, even if it's just like a spot in life you really want, or a spot in a friend group you really want. Like, if what you have isn't a negative, if you really try to change yourself for it, even if you get it, it's like, how long until you realize like this is really what I want.
I say definitely in the industry that you're going into, that becomes like a huge issue, like where you have to, let's say like you got signed to a label, and the label is like, you need something for the charts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure.
I'm still learning that. I have not, prayerfully, Lord, before this year is over, I can master this idea that God is sovereign and that I don't have to be in control.
What is sovereign? For the dummies in the back.
Sovereign means that God is in control of everything. He has the whole world in his hands, as the song would say. So there's nothing he doesn't see, there's nothing he doesn't know, and anything that comes up is allowed, right?
Yeah.
And if it's allowed, it means it's for my good.
Even if it's painful.
Especially if it's painful, right? Because suffering brings things that joy doesn't. Like they all come with gifts. And so I'm hard-headed. I'm not gonna hold you. I definitely am more of a let go or be dragged type of personality.
Really?
But yes, I am learning. I don't like being dragged. So
Me neither.
there are some things I have learned, just let that ride, like relationships. I ain't pressing that one too hard, but maybe like a dream, or if I'm investing in a child, like I may be a little bit hesitant to let go. And having to understand that God is God in their life as much as He is in my life.
Yeah,
so.
it's a lot hard for people to understand that part right there.
Yeah.
I noticed that usually when like something like that comes up, it's centered kind of around like seeing the potential in somebody else. Because my oldest niece, like she really loves art, drawing, and for a while I thought she was going to be like an artist and veterinarian, because she was like, yeah, I'm going to be an animal doctor and make drawings and illustrations and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. And then, life took her in the direction it was supposed to take her. And she doesn't do it as much, but she has a son now, so it's just like, okay, cool. This works out. And she still is interested in art, so in her time, she's like picking it up. And the thing that I've learned through that situation is that, goes along with everybody kind of has their own path. Like everybody kind of crisscrosses here and there, but just because you see something in somebody doesn't mean that's what they're supposed to do. And just letting that go. It's like, if you need my help, I'll help you out. I'll teach you how to do it. But knowing that they can make their own decisions and take care of themselves, like that's kind of helped me let it go. Because with my art classes that I teach, it's kind of like a come as you want kind of class. So one day I'll have like one student that comes in and it's like, okay, and I'll never see them again. And then another student comes for like 6 months, and then out of nowhere they just leave, or their parents are just like, oh, we don't want to do lessons anymore, or my work schedule has changed, so I can't bring them. And it's like, yeah, that kind of hurt, but at the same time, it's happened so many times now, I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what you were saying about grief, how like over time you kind of get strong enough to handle it.
Yeah.
But first few times they happened, I was like, damn, am I even a good teacher? Like, people just keep leaving.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I guess you would reflect on that, like, man, am I the issue?
Yeah, for a little bit I thought I was, and I was like, nah, that's impossible. So, yeah, it's just a matter of like people's life just taking them in the direction they're supposed to go. So I'm used to it now, and it doesn't bug me as much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still troublesome, but it doesn't bother me as much as it used to.
You kind of triggered this thought, because in my mind, the collection I'm working on, I told you for January, the January, February show, I'm working with this theory of maybe grief can be processed in a way where it can be released.
Yeah.
Like there's always something to grieve, so grief will come and pay visits, but if you can, like, this thing that you're grieving, never have to carry it anymore.
Yeah.
Like you transmute it in such a way where it goes on to do its own thing and help other people grieve. And so now when you're thinking about like control, I'm wondering if that's just another way that I'm
trying to control it.
trying to control it. But
That makes
sense. I'm intrigued by this thought now, like what grief can do.
Yeah, that got me a little stumped too now thinking about it. I guess like, I don't think nothing's wrong with I think there's a difference between controlling and like navigating. Because the thing about emotions is you don't really have control. Like you have control, like the initial emotion you don't have control. That's like,
90
that's your
seconds.
nervous system. That's all that. But how you react to it, that's what I've been big on. How you react to it, what you do because of it means everything. So if you are, I feel like that's still a healthy way to navigate grief. Like, I definitely agree with that because I'm a big alchemist in my head. And I think everything, no matter what it is that comes into my life, I'm using it. I don't care what it is. It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need that. Like, and it has helped me a lot with just acceptance of whatever happens, because I know at the end of the day, and it still could be controlled, this still could be my ego somehow, but it's like, whatever happens, like, I know that I'm using that as fuel somehow, and I'm in that place confidently in my life right now, where it's like, whatever happens, good or bad, sad, whatever, like, it's all going into what I am on earth to do, which is, I would say that it's be an artist, be a creative, but whatever it actually is, I feel like that's close,
And so, and another thing, like, about the grief, like, how y'all were both talking about, like, processing it, the fact that you're both, like, putting it in a tangible way where other people can look at it, interact with it, you're able to help other people to process similar emotions.
Yes.
And just like, oh, okay, they're able to get through it, so maybe what I'm going through is bad, but it's not as bad as I thought it was.
Even just in here talking to you guys, I see so much of myself in everything you're saying, And it's like, what really separates us is just our egos. Everything else is just physical, but spiritually, metaphysically, it's like, nothing really separates us. How do you honor how do you honor what you've lost? Is it through memory, art, silence, ritual of something, or something else? I could rephrase that. How do you honor your grief?
Personally, a lot of it is just memory and I guess collaboration of memory with other people who've lost the same person or same thing. So I think that's a big part of it. And then I think through art, for sure. Through art. I'm writing a verse right now about somebody I lost, and it's really like therapeutic to put it in like a form where I can have other people listen to it too. Because it's just like what you said about them putting art out, like so other people can see and maybe like understand their grief a little bit better. Yeah. That's one of the big reasons why I do music, because it's like, man, like that one verse in 2016 got me like, it really helped me through it. Like that's one of the main reasons I do it, is because like if that artist can do that for me, like I would love to be able to do that for somebody else. So that's just another way we do it, and I'm sure with this, that may have been your intention too, just to help somebody else do it. So yeah, I feel like it's just collaboration, and I guess that's part of collaboration too. It's just like, I feel like you have other people who have that same emotion, y'all can just help each other through it. Cause
absolutely. You're
going through it, and like you said, like we're all the same, but we're just a little bit different. So where we did this, they could have did that, or they could have tried that already, and it was like, hey, like that may not be the right way to process it. Let me help you with that. So that's how I say it.
Love it.
So, I guess my version of the answer to this question would be just making sure that I'm as present as possible with people, especially people I care about, because I know that one day, they won't be there, or that thing that I used to do or love to do, at some point, I won't be able to do that. Yeah. So it's like, while your legs are strong now, go ahead and start walking, run, take advantage of all the energy you have every day, even if it's a day where you just feel like shit. Yeah. You get to feel like shit today in a nice body. So just go ahead and do the things that you don't want to do. And as far as like processing like some forms of the grief, like my family, when I was younger, they took a lot of like photos. So like big bins of like photographs and stuff. So I think that's why I like taking pictures now. Like I'm not technically a photographer, but I do like doing photography, so I'm getting back into it. And just like taking the photos, because I found a picture of my grandma that my mom had in like a shed. It's just on the negative, on film negative. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, I need to like preserve this, because I know they don't think about that kind of thing in the sense of like, how do we like preserve this or even get these printed again? But looking at the condition of them, it's like I can at least like use somebody's scanner or take them to the photo place pay that money because like you'll get the money back. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not printing more money. And what I'm planning to do, because I need to rescan them, is just like take the photo of my grandma who, you know, when I was 7, she passed away.
Yeah.
So she's been gone for a good long while. I'm gonna skip my age, but she's been gone for a good long while. And knowing how important this person was to my mom is like, I'm gonna make these sacrifices to make sure that she gets to see this person again, even though she can't like physically touch this person.
Yeah.
It may make her cry, but the fact,
Yeah, it's an honor to cry.
but it may be something that she needs. Like, I don't know, maybe she's holding on to like.
Yeah, you never really know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never really know what someone is like going through. That's another great thing about being an artist is like, you never know how something is affecting someone. And that's a big reason why I say I'm focused on talking to you guys before I start, you know, shoving this concept down y'all. Like, it's like you never know how something's resonating with someone and you know what it's doing for someone, especially like those deep emotions like grief or and think about our community. So it's like I didn't even
have to explain
like think about our community, bro. They when it comes to emotions, it's so taboo. This is why Dontoverfeel means so much to me because it's like in a way that's kind of what we're taught, like what we're told. Even when I made this, a big influence behind my painting was my dad passed away a couple years ago, probably four years ago now. And when I started doing my Dontoverfeel stuff, my mom would come up to me. She said, "It's like something your dad would say." That's like something your dad would say. I was like, man, that's crazy. But just talking about like how people process their emotions, like in a way, it's kind of like ironic because it's Dontoverfeel, but really I'm saying like I'm not telling you not to feel, definitely telling you to feel, but I'm telling you don't overdo it to the point where you can't stay present and stay like grounded in what you're doing and why you're doing it. Like don't let it destroy you. Is a big thing about alchemy I was bringing up earlier. Like definitely it speaks a lot about staying present and where life is happening at all times, right now. And it's about, like taking it's just using it as fuel, like using it instead of like being crippled by it. Like my whole life, my emotions have been something people used against me. And, and yada, yada, yada. Like, so Dontoverfeel is kind of like, in one way is embracing myself for who I am, but it's also like, it's helping me stay mindful of my emotions and not reacting out of them, just kind of like using them like as tools because they come so naturally to me. It's a gift that I even get to feel anything at all. Right. But when you overfeel, it's kind of like overdosing or overdoing anything. It's like, and I've been guilty of overfeeling where I lose the actual connection with life. Like it becomes like this super tunnel vision thing where I can only think about how it made me feel.
Oh, yeah, ruminating on it.
Yeah, and it's just honestly, it's about just maturing and staying present as you possibly can.
And see, I think I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, what you do?
It's an underfeel, where like I'm just now trying to learn how to honor the grief.
Yeah.
By being present and feeling whatever it is that I need to feel. Like instead of self-medicating or distracting myself or going to work and getting busy.
Which is what we kind of taught to do, honestly.
That's the community thing. And I actually feel like it goes beyond the African-American community and really it's an American culture where you got to go to work the next day.
Yeah,
the bills got to get paid. Nobody really cares about how you feel. Boo-hoo, keep it moving, nigga. Like, that's kind of the American way. Like, you don't want to be too emotional, especially as a black woman. You don't really get the luxury of being publicly emotional, even in the proper context. Like when Serena Williams, you're not allowed to be angry. You're not allowed to be sad. You're not allowed to be anything other than stoic. Anything above or beneath that, you need to go to the doctor or what's wrong with you. And so now at this big age, and it really is God kind of like sat me down with my last rodeo when my grandfather died, started wilding out. I went through what was called my artist phase, which is pretty much me doing drugs and going partying. making art,
still
like,
in your face.
you know, like,
It's part of the process.
yeah, you know, it was part of it, but it came to this point where there was one night where I literally almost lost my mind. Like, I did too much. And the Lord was like, without going into all the details, he gifted me this children's book. I had called my brother to come pick me up from where I was because I was about to go on everybody night. And when I hop in the car, there's like this book that I had never seen before called Grandma's Garden. And I went home and I opened it up, and of course, because I'm tripping balls, the pages are like animated. But after that session, God was like, you have not grieved a single thing. You have not grieved your grandmother. You have not grieved your uncle. You have not grieved your grandfather. You have not grieved anything. You have not grieved dropping out of college. You like all the list. And it was almost like I had to sit there and, first of all, admit, yeah, you're right. I'm running. I'm a runner. I'm a track star. But when my dad passed in December, which is why I kind of like, I know his dad passed too, so there's kind of like crazy. Also, side note, unrelated, it's funny that your mom is saying that's something your dad would say. Spiritually, like especially within the Christian faith, when a family member dies, or like a parent or a grandparent, their mantle passes. So like their baton is kind of passed to the next vessel in a way. So that kind of makes sense to me. But when I was sitting in the emergency room waiting to hear if he had been resuscitated or not, I'm like emptying the clip on poems. Like all of these poems are being downloaded, and completely rejected every warning that came. Like I knew my dad was going to pass. God had given me a dream. God had given my mother a dream, and I was just like, I don't want to try to hear that, brother. Like I was really still not present to be like, okay, this could be your last day with him. And so now when the poems started coming in, it was the first time that I kind of honored the grief. Yeah. Like allow myself to weep, allow myself to feel, allow myself to put into words fairly quickly, because you know if the moment passed, so does the word, so does the painting. The gift leaves if you're not present to capture it. And the first poem was, grief comes with gifts. And it was like all of these things that this moment of grief was bringing me. The clarity, the understanding, all of the list goes on, but I am just now learning to honor grief, which is why I'm working on that show. I want to process it for once and then create a space for people who are also probably either underfeeling or overfeeling to come in and be able to see what that looks like in all of these different facets, and maybe be able to leave a little lighter. Because that's always my goal as an artist. I want you to leave with your mind changed and renewed. Absolutely. And I want you to feel lighter when you leave here. I want you to be able to lay whatever it is down and not leave up out of here with that.
Honestly, anything that you guys want to ask me, it can be directly about the painting. Why I did this, why I did that, what does it mean to me? Just shoot.
First thing I want to ask is, what are the, like, I know those are like flowers and that's grass, but it's like the black dots in between, like the tall blades of grass, and that represent anything, or it's just like.
I thought those were your toes.
They are toes.
They are. Oh, snap. Okay, I was thinking that.
But I was interested to see what you guys said. I was like, what you see?
It kind of looked like, to me, and it's probably just a yellow and orange background, but it's kind of like fire. It just reminded me of fire.
That's good. It's fire.
Actually.
So yeah, that's what I was thinking. And the other thing was, and I didn't think about it until you said somewhere, I forgot what you said, but those faces kind of look the same. Like, I'm not sure it's intentional, but I was like, most stuff in art is like intentional, you know what I mean? So I was like, they both got blue eye, like blue, what you call it? They both got a little mustache. So in my head, I was like, is that the, let me finish my thought. But first, like, the first thing I thought when I looked at this, it was like, this isn't like a super, like, it's not torture. Because, like, I noticed that there are two hands right there, so that's their hands. But one of these hands is bloody, so that's their hand. So it's not like they're just trying to make that person feel pain, because through it they're also feeling pain.
Right.
And through something you said, I was like, oh, that may just be killing your own self. Yeah. Like, and yeah, it's painful to kill your own self, because like we said, like that could be, you know, grief, or like even just killing all idea or killing your ego, like that can be painful. So I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, it's like killing the old self.
Can I
Of course.
the way I see it, and this is just me, the way I see it, and it probably is, you probably see that way for something, you know, personal in your life, which is valid. These are definitely the same people. They're definitely me. It's not more so of a future or past type situation, it's more of like a higher self kind of situation. And it's not about killing your ego, it's about living in harmony with your ego, understanding that your ego has its reasons, its purpose, but that's not the totality of who you are. So in this instance, the one that is being dragged would be technically my ego, or me right now currently. And the version on the right is more so like the higher self, like the version of you that knows. And that can be however that plays out in your life. It can be God, that can be representation of a parental figure, father figure, however you really see it. But for me, it's kind of like to make it simple, it's like me dragging myself out of something. And the pain that comes with that.
With that added information, the face that's in the corner, I was thinking of that as like, it's the sun.
Yeah, right, because like in that corner like that. In my initial sketch, that face wasn't even there. It cut off like right, it got cut off like right there kind of.
Okay.
Where it was just like kind of like a, yeah, but I ended up putting that face in there to like with the composition kind of like do that in a way.
That's another thing that
I'm
stands
so
out to me.
full, brother. I'm so full. I'm trying to like pace myself, but I'm like, there's so much in this. But go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna bounce around a few times on it. So like the sun, and then like the part where we said his feet. Like in my mind, I was seeing those as kind of like mountains or sand dunes, and it's like early in the morning. I didn't know what the black parts was, so I didn't kind of have a space like the vertical ones.
Yeah.
But in line with thinking about like nature and like the sun and all that, the black spots kind of look like or remind me of eclipses. So it's like dark moments in that time, but it's still bright outside, but it's still like you can't really see the sun in a sense.
Yeah.
And then coming back to the infinity symbol, it also is like barbed wire. So it's like you're pulling yourself, or the sun's pulling you, or whatever's pulling you through this situation. Like your hands, you're still praying about it, but you're being dragged through the situation. And every time, like right now where he is, it's causing like some pain. That's why the neck is bleeding. But also maybe through this moment, through this lesson, wherever that hand is, it's also hurting them to teach you this lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that you're learning the lesson so much, it's like, you don't have to fight so hard to learn this.
Kind of, right? Yeah.
It'll get a bit easier, but there will be like another hard moment where those other barbed wire parts come in. So that on top of like this tree, like all of that reminds me of the desert. But somehow there's a tree growing in it, but there's no leaves on it, unless you look at the green in the back. So it's like the idea of a tree, but it's not like a solid tree.
Yeah.
And another thing with the sun, I may be going too far, but another thing with the sun, like the light is kind of coming from the version of you that's praying, but it's not coming from what I thought looks like the sun at first. So it's like darkness around it. So maybe that's like an eclipse, like it's still there, it's kind of unseen, but also it's just like, hey, you just got to keep going through this moment. Here's how you do it. Whether or not you're listening, it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's going to eventually lead you to those flowers.
Yeah, it's definitely happening almost against his will. I can definitely agree with that. I'm gonna touch on a few things that you said.
Okay.
The infinity sign of barbed wire is supposed to hurt. That's what I kept saying when I was making this. It's supposed to hurt. Whether it's for a reason. I mean, it's definitely for a reason, but whether it's like a pain that you could avoid or whatever, it's still in this current moment. It's supposed to hurt. Just what kind of like the idea of grief.
Yeah.
Like grief in itself, we kind of touched on it when we were talking, but it's an honor. So that's kind of why my hands are up. It's like how I emotionally feel about this right now, which is obviously in my face. there's still an acceptance about what's happening, you know? And when I first started this painting started off as, I actually started off with one side being red, and then I did like an ombre into the yellow. Mm-hmm. So it started off that way before anything else was on there. It was like a red going into a yellow. Mm-hmm. And then I did the black second, and I made out the shapes of everything and stuff like that. But that gradient is supposed to represent like a transition, like a transitional phase, which I feel like this painting is probably the most transitional painting I ever made. Like it's literally a transition happening in every sense of the word. And it's kind of similar to, I don't know if you guys seen my piece in the museum from a few years ago.
Yeah, the big one?
Yeah, it's kind of like very, very similar to that, but it's like what happens like kind of after that. Yeah, I mean, this is coming from my life, so obviously it's what happens after that, but it's like, it's no more of like a tussle with each other as in like, there's like this equal give and take. Mm-hmm. There's just a straight up giving up your own understanding. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, like I'm just giving up. I'm giving up. Even when I'm grieving, I'm giving up. I'm letting it go and I'm letting it transform me.
Yeah.
Am I correct in seeing that those are fingers in his hair?
Yes, he's being grabbed by his hair. He's being grabbed by his hair.
And it was interesting because the body is very contorted, right? Which is clearly uncomfortable anyways. And there is this like, nigga, I'm trying to pull you to greener pastures.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm trying to get you over here, but you're resisting this. Mm-hmm. There is like this, I guess, inner resistance and outer resistance, depending on how you're processing it. Can you remind me of what your flowers represent? Because I see that motif through a lot of your paintings. Mm-hmm. My favorite one is when it's kind of like snatched up out the ground, the guy's like standing on the car.
Facts, yeah.
But can you remind me of what this motif is? What it represents?
It doesn't have like a necessarily like a strong like meaning like compared to like what the red symbolizes and everything. But if anything, is what it sounds like. It's the flowers, like what you're reaping. And those times we see pull it out the ground, it's like those are super confident moments where I'm like, give me that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like in this piece, it definitely represents, like kind of what you were saying earlier, like, I'm trying to pull you to greener pastures. These brown things right here, so I'm being pulled kind of like through mud. Oh, okay. In my mind. And that's like the grass kind of being like, yeah, as I'm like getting drunk, and then that side over there represents like, there might be things that you are not even paying attention to, like, it might get better on this side. It might be more flowers, more green.
Right. What's here? This this gray piece here from the elbow down. Yep, you just pointed to it.
Yeah, my drawers. My shirt getting kind of riding up. I'm trying to insinuate the fact that I'm being drugged. Yeah, so like my shirt's riding up. Like I'm literally like being drugged like a carcass and through the desert, like how you say. But yeah,
I think because of where we're sitting, I saw these and I was like, oh, it kind of like goes together.
No, like whatever you see is definitely right, man. I promise you. Like,
it's interesting because his arms, like, okay, if I'm just focusing on, which I'm tempted to just focus on Red Boy, right? I'm very tempted to just give him all of my attention, mainly because he is bitter, but also
this is my favorite part of the piece.
The higher self's arms kind of form almost this cross, where I'm reminded of the verse where you have to like pick up your cross, daily. That's something you have to carry daily. And so it kind of reads as this interesting crucifix to me. Yeah. And then I'm reading the spikes almost like a halo of sorts.
Definitely.
Now I am intrigued by this infinity symbol because I'm reading it in multiple ways where like in the church they have this saying every round goes higher and higher. So it's like this infinite loop, where your life, and not your life, but life kind of has its seasons, and it goes on and on and on and on into infinity. But I am interested in as to why it seems like it is hurting the higher self more so than the flesh self. Yeah. Almost like when your parents are whooping you, like this is gonna hurt you more than it hurts me. Yeah. But I'm very intrigued about the infinity symbol and why it is kind of strong, and it's wrapped around his neck.
Yeah. So that's technically that's his chain. Usually I have like my characters usually have a chain, and it's similar to like the petals. Like the stems is on the flowers with the spikes. But it represents kind of like very similar to, if not the exact thing you said, like that never-endingness about really just like your connection with life in itself, or like it's really about like how me and him, which is just me, is going to be here like this forever. So the initial title of this piece was "We Don't Have Time to Fight."
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
you should put that like side, like slash.
And I made this. I did a thumbnail for this. I can actually explain the whole thing, so because I can put it in post, like what happens. Like, so I made this thumbnail in like October of last year. It's probably the longest it took me to go from concept to creation. So I knew it was like something I'm learning in between this time. So it started off as "We Don't Have Time to Fight." And it was initially, everybody was red, there was no yellow, nothing like that. I was trying to be less colorful than usual. I never used a black background before.
I love that you use color though.
I know, me too. It always finds a way to come out, yeah. But I was trying to go for like, and that's the reason why there's more browns than usual, and that's the reason why there's a black background. This was like me kind of trying to, go into like a different stylistic choice for how differently I feel in this point. It's not so much colorful pop, is darkness mixed with a lot of light moments and lessons and things like that. But it started off as just, them was all red, it was no other color, it was just literally like red, gray, and black, and brown in the initial thumbnail. And when I printed it out, the printer made this gradient. I don't know why.
You know why.
But it was all red at first, but like I guess the printer, I don't know why it did that. The printer ran out of ink, I guess, or something, and so one half was red and the other side was like yellow. And so when I was looking at it, I said, man, that is sick. So when I actually painted, I want to actually try that. I never did anything like that before, so let me try that. I thought that would be super fire. Like, and I think that's what made it go from "We Don't Have Time to Fight" into "The Honor of Grief," because I realized that it's like a transition. And spiritually speaking, more so than the actual physical loss of something, it's more so like, for me, obviously, like you said, compound grief. Like obviously, it's a lot of grief that I'm, referencing. But what I'm really referencing is the idea of myself, my ego.
Why is the character resisting it so much? Why is he resisting the transition so much?
I feel like, honestly...
That's a strong chain too, by the way, but go ahead.
Yeah, right, yeah. Honestly, I feel like this was the most accepting I ever was. There's still obviously a resistance, or there wouldn't even be a need for the painting at all. And that's why like he's pointing like this way and things like that. But I feel like this is the least I resisted this interaction ever. And that's just the way I see it.
Because he could get up and walk.
Yeah.
He don't know where he's going. He's too focused. Look where he's looking. He's too focused.
Does it matter?
And he's just hoping. It's like the next painting after this will probably be what happens after this. But really, like, this is literally capturing that moment where, like,
I'm in it.
I'm in it. I'm not necessarily happy with it, but it's not necessarily about how I feel about it. It's what's happening. Just like I'm not happy with the things I've lost, but it's happening, and it's happening for a reason, and it's an honor to even be alive to begin with. It's an honor to even be here at all, to even grieve, or to even be sad, or even be resisting, or to even be bleeding. Like, whatever is happening is kind of like, it's the first time there isn't like this, I'm not fighting. Because usually, like, in the other pieces, like, they're looking at each other, or whatever, they're interacting with each other. There's no tussle really right now. Like, he's being dragged and it's against his will, but it's kind of just like how things die against our will or whatever. Like,
yeah, so it's like both of them, because they have different expressions on their faces, but they both have the same meaning where they're both accepting it in their own way. Where it's like you were saying, he's fighting, but he's like, hey, it is what it is right now. Whereas the other one is just like, hey, if you just keep going, I know it's gonna get better.
Yeah, like the only emotion that's even coming from is the fact that he has to drag him to do it. Like, it's not like at least the way I see it, it's not like him being upset with what's coming. like it's a knowing about that figure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he knows this one is going through is like, it's not gonna be bad forever.
Yeah.
Looking at the painting, like I really love the series Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, my favorite series.
Zuko and Uncle Iroh.
Yeah.
That's what it's reminding me.
Oh, that's
of.
good.
Like, this is definitely Zuko in like season 1, season 2.
Yeah, because he was definitely
And then
eventually
in the back like, hey, it's gonna be good, but also nephew, come on.
Yeah. And there's that knowing, like, would you call him stoic, the uncle?
Not
In a
really.
way.
But like,
He
he
has,
definitely always.
He's fiery still.
Yeah.
When it's time. But
He's
for the
not
most
very
part, he really kind of be chilling, and you can tell he's not doing
He's
things
that
for like the.
It's that tea, man.
Every kind's his favorite kind. But more so the dad on this series, our Lord Ozai, he would be more stoic because he's just like, this is how the world is. It's supposed to be in my way that I want it to be. Whereas Uncle Iroh is just like, yo, things gonna happen. They may be out of your control, but that don't mean they can control you.
Yeah.
And so both of them, to me, have like different versions of acceptance. Because like I'm gonna keep calling him the son in the back.
I like that.
He has like a smirk on his face where it's just like he look like he want to cry because it's like, you're not getting this point, but I know it'll come eventually. So I'm gonna smile through it so you don't see me cry later. Whereas this guy's just like, he wants to cry out of anger.
Yeah, it's definitely frustration or like disappointment. I can't really gauge my own feelings in this painting. Like,
That's fair.
That's fine.
like him in particular, because his face is different from, I feel like it's actually similar to the one in the museum. I don't know if you guys can remember, but he had like someone had his foot like on his face, and he had the same like accepting look in his eye. Mm-hmm. It's something about that expression that I'm still kind of trying to understand.
Yeah.
Can we get into this? I'm gonna call it. It's weird because it's not the negative space.
Yeah.
But my brain is reading it as negative space. This
Yeah, I was gonna ask that
and
too.
then even what I'm perceiving as this halo. Can we talk about
So
that?
those are his legs.
Okay.
So he's kind of doing something like.
He's also
this.
contort. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's definitely contort. His feet are moving. Both his feet are facing forward, like in a way. Where this one's kind of like turned to the side, but really like he's pushing forward, and that's kind of like the chain is kind of like also. It's kind of like dragging like to him. So it's like in that he's like kind of looking back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of has like a hieroglyph kind of
Yeah.
feel. Because I was about to ask, like, what is going on with the feet? You said they were feet. Like, what's happening with them? Mm-hmm. That's my desert sky.
Is there a reason why your characters are shoeless?
Shoeless. I've always just kind of did that because of just being from the South country. I've always done like these plains of grass and fields, and I didn't realize I was doing it until I left Mississippi for like a period of my life, and I was like, wow, other places really don't have this like this, and this has definitely influenced my art more than I'm willing to give it credit for. Like my earlier work, I was always barefoot. I was always wearing like just a simple shirt, and there was always tall grass. So that's really it, and that's honestly like the only stylistic choice is just seeing the toes and being able to use that as just like compositional benefits. Like,
Now, are the pencil marks intentional?
where you see pencil marks at?
Like right there.
Oh, I do see them. They're definitely like, I guess they're intentional because I use them I make a whole bunch of like geometric shapes to make my composition. Yeah. So once I did like the background, like the ombre background I was talking about, I then went in and
Touch your shapes out.
all the lines are connecting to each other. If you can see them still.
I like that I can see them.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how, like, if I was supposed to be seeing them, which it doesn't really matter. But I do like this idea that they're connecting everything together.
It definitely is. Like without all the extra stuff, if it's just like the red background with the pencil lines, it's just like it's just like its own little.
Why do you call yourself Red Boy?
Why do I call myself Red Boy? I just really resonate with the color red.
Why so?
Red it's kind of similar to what Dontoverfeel is. It's kind of like, red can embody every emotion alone without any help from any other color. It's strong enough to like, just when y'all came in and it was only red light, you couldn't even see, it washes out any other color. It's like, it has this ability to be a leader and also like a soft and vulnerable, like flesh and blood, you know? So I just feel like it's like the rawest, realest color for life. You know, like just representing like life in itself. Like I guess it's like what blood is in a way. Like, yeah.
How do we go from we ain't got time to fight to the honor of grief?
A lot of time, like I said, it was from October to I painted this in probably like March or April. I started painting it. So in between that time, I think it was the acceptance in itself, I guess. Like, we don't have the time to fight. It implies that there is a fight. And that's not necessarily how I felt by the time I was making this piece. That's why I said, like, you may see like resistance in it, but, I mean, because of like the blood and everything, but I see a lot of acceptance in this piece, more than any other piece. I literally have praying hands in the piece, which I've never done. So I said, this may have been my most spiritual piece. At least it felt that way when I was making it.
It feels that way. It does feel that way.
And I definitely went through a lot of, you know, self-analyzing, I guess, a self-analysis about the way I try to control things or control how people feel or, you know, like, or whatever. Like, it was more so just that time where I feel like, you know, and it's actually, the honor of grief came from this, I meant to say this too. The honor of grief came from this prompt. I put it on my story not too long ago with a link to what I was reading, but it's called The Infinite Pool of Sorrow. And it's this long prompt, and it's like, it's about, so in our head, there are all these different realities, right? Where, let's say, what you really don't want to happen or whatever, like, it's over there. You think it's like so far away. And we tell ourselves that, oh, we don't have to worry, that doesn't, you know, like that reality doesn't exist. But in reality, it can exist. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot about acceptance for one. And two, it's about being grateful for the reality that you do have, like, because of like things out of your control. Like, I'll use the example of like you didn't get to choose who your parents were, you didn't get to choose who your siblings were. I mean, you kind of have the choice who your friends were, but you don't have a choice if they love you back, you know? And they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, thank God. Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's about accepting what is without just necessarily, you don't have to disregard what isn't, because what isn't is like directly reinforcing what is. So it's, I don't know, it's like once you go into what isn't, once you really dive into what isn't, like what you don't want to happen, once you really dive into that and the reasons you don't want that to happen, and you go through that, you realize, oh man, I would be okay even if these things did happen. Like, yeah, it's kind of like this weird, like, it's just a radical acceptance, honestly, radical acceptance and radical faith. Like when you say God is sovereign, like it's like everything that is happening. And what I deem is good and what's bad, that's all just my ego telling me what's good and what's bad. What's really happening is just what is happening. And you can take it upon yourself to be like, oh man, it just makes you 30 times more grateful for what is happening. It's a thing they said in there that has changed my brain chemistry. This might be my next painting. It's called, they said, you don't feel grateful for what you think is old. You never feel truly grateful for what you feel is old. Dang. And that,
like I saw that.
It just changed my brain around. It's like,
I just heard that. In church, I heard that.
Everything that's happening now, I wasn't necessarily old. It's just happening. And thank God it's happening this way, you know? Like, thank God that my mom is who she is, my dad is who they were, my friends are who they are, my life is who I am. It's like, it's about that, really. So that is kind of like born out of that realization that it's an honor to even go through the things that are happening, the things that are outside of my control. Like,
it reminds me of this scripture. I really need to memorize it because it keeps coming back up, so it must be something I need to sit with. But it talks about how to rejoice in suffering because suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance produces patience, and patience produces character, and character produces something. I always get lost after character. But pretty much it's like this idea that suffering is kind of like a key to becoming like God. Yeah. Right? Which is why I was kind of really resonating when you're talking about the grieving for the world or grieving for like others, because that is kind of very godly. You know, it takes you out of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he knows this one is going through is like, it's not going to be bad forever.
Yeah.
Looking at the painting, like I watched, I really love the series Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, my favorite series.
Zuko and Uncle Iroh.
Yeah.
That's what it's reminding me.
Oh, that's good.
Like, this is definitely Zuko in like season 1, season 2.
Yeah, because he was definitely,
And then
eventually.
eventually in the back like, hey, it's gonna be good, but also nephew, come on.
Yeah. And there's that knowing, like, would you call him stoic, the uncle?
Not
No
really.
way.
But like, he
like,
definitely always,
He's fiery still.
Yeah.
when it's time. But
He's
for the
not
most
very
part, he really kind of be chilling. And you can tell he's not doing things for like the,
It's that tea, man.
Every kind's his favorite kind. But more so the dad on this series, Fire Lord Ozai, he would be more stoic because he's just like, this is how the world is. It's supposed to be in my way that I want it to be. Whereas Uncle Iroh is just like, yo, things gonna happen. They may be out of your control, but that don't mean they can control you.
yeah.
And so both of them, to me, have like different versions of acceptance. Because like, I'm gonna keep calling him the son in the back.
I like that.
He has like a smirk on his face where it's just like, he look like he want to cry because it's like, you're not getting this point, but I know it'll come eventually. So I'm gonna smile through it so you don't see me cry later. Whereas this guy's just like, he wants to cry out of anger.
Yeah, it's definitely frustration or like disappointment. I can't really gauge my own feelings in this painting. Like,
That's fair.
That's fine.
like him in particular, because his face is different from, I feel like it's actually similar to the one in the museum. And I don't know if you guys can remember, but he had like someone had his foot like on his face, and he had the same like accepting look in his eye. It's something about that expression that I'm still kind of trying to understand.
Yeah.
Can we get into this? I'm going to call it, it's weird because it's not the negative space,
Yeah.
but my brain is reading it as negative space. This
Yeah, I was gonna ask that
and
too.
then even what I'm perceiving as this halo.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
So
that?
those are his legs.
Okay.
So he's kind of doing something like
He's also
this.
contorted. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's definitely contorted. His feet are moving. Both his feet are facing forward, like in a way. Well, this one's kind of like turned to the side, but really like he's pushing forward, and that's kind of like the chain is kind of like also it's kind of like dragging like someone. So it's like in that he's like kind of looking back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of has like a hieroglyph kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was about to ask, like, what is going on with the feet? You said they were feet. Like, what's happening with them? That's my desert sky.
Is there a reason why your characters are shoeless?
Shoeless. I've always just kind of did that because of just being from the South country. I've always been like these plains of grass and fields, and I didn't realize I was doing it until I left Mississippi for like a period of my life, and I was like, wow, other places really don't have this like this, and this has definitely influenced my art more than I'm willing to give it credit for. Like my earlier work, I was always barefoot. I was always wearing like just a simple shirt, and there was always tall grass. So that's really it, and that's honestly like the only stylistic choice is just seeing the toes and being able to use that as just like compositional benefits. Like,
Now, are the pencil marks intentional?
where you see pencil marks at?
like right there.
Oh, I do see them. They're definitely like, I guess they're intentional because I use them I make a whole bunch of like geometric shapes to make my composition. So once I did like the background, like the ombre background I was talking about, I then went in and
Cut your shapes out.
all the lines are connecting to each other. If you can see them still.
I like that I can see them.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how, like, if I was supposed to be seeing them, which it doesn't really matter. But I do like this idea that they're connecting everything together.
It definitely is. Like without all the extra stuff, if it's just like the red background with the pencil lines, it's just like it's just like its own little.
Why do you call yourself Red Boy?
Why do I call myself red boy? I just really resonate with the color red.
Why so?
Red it's kind of similar to what Dontoverfeel is. It's kind of like, red can embody every emotion alone without any help from any other color. It's strong enough to like, just when y'all came in and it was only red light, you couldn't even see, it washes out any other color. It's like, it has this ability to be a leader and also like a soft and vulnerable, like flesh and blood, So I just feel like it's like the rawest, realest color for life. Every, like just representing like life in itself. Like I guess it's like what blood is in a way. Like, yeah.
How do we go from we ain't got time to fight to the honor of grief?
A lot of time, like I said, it was from October to I painted this in probably like March or April. I started painting it. So in between that time, I think it was the acceptance in itself, I guess. Like, we don't have the time to fight. It implies that there is a fight. And that's not necessarily how I felt by the time I was making this piece. That's why I said, like, you may see like resistance in it, but, because of like the blood and everything, but I see a lot of acceptance in this piece, more than any other piece. I literally have praying hands in the piece, which I've never done. So I said, this may be my most spiritual piece. At least it felt that way when I was making it.
It feels that way. It does feel that way.
And I definitely went through a lot of, self-analyzing, I guess, a self-analysis about the way I try to control things or control how people feel or, or whatever. Like, it was more so just that time where I feel like, and it's actually, the honor of grief came from this, I meant to say this too. The honor of grief came from this prompt. I put it on my story not too long ago with a link to what I was reading, but it's called The Infinite Pool of Sorrow. And it's this long prompt, and it's like, it's about, so in our head, there are all these different realities, right? Where, let's say, what you really don't want to happen or whatever, like, it's over there. You think it's like so far away. And we tell ourselves that, oh, we don't have to worry, that doesn't, like that reality doesn't exist. But in reality, it can exist. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot about acceptance for one. And two, it's about being grateful for the reality that you do have. Like, because of like things that are out of your control. Like, I'll use the example of like you didn't get to choose who your parents were. You didn't get to choose who your siblings were. I mean, you kind of have the choice who your friends were, but you don't have a choice if they love you back, And they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, thank God they do. Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's about accepting what is without just necessarily, you don't have to disregard what isn't, because what isn't is like directly reinforcing what is. So it's, I don't know, it's like once you go into what isn't, once you really dive into what isn't, like what you don't want to happen, once you really dive into that and the reasons you don't want that to happen, and you go through that, you realize, oh man, I would be okay even if these things did happen. Like, yeah, it's kind of like this weird, like, it's just a radical acceptance, honestly, radical acceptance and radical faith. Like when you say God is sovereign, like it's like everything that is happening. And what I deem is good and what's bad, that's all just my ego telling me what's good and what's bad. What's really happening is just what is happening. And you can take it upon yourself to be like, oh man, it just makes you 30 times more grateful for what is happening. It's a thing they said in there that has changed my brain chemistry. This might be my next painting. It's called, they said, you don't feel grateful for what you think is old. You never feel truly grateful for what you feel is old. Dang. And that,
like I saw that.
It just changed my brain around. It's like,
I just heard that. In church, I heard that.
Everything that's happening now, I wasn't necessarily old. It's just happening. And thank God it's happening this way, Like, thank God that my mom is who she is, my dad is who they were, my friends are who they are, my life is who I am who I am. It's like, it's about that, really. So that is kind of like born out of that realization that it's an honor to even go through the things that are happening, the things that are outside of my control. Like,
it reminds me of this scripture. I really need to memorize it because it keeps coming back up, so it must be something I need to sit with. But it talks about how to rejoice in suffering because suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance produces patience, and patience produces character, and character produces something. I always get lost after character. But pretty much it's like this idea that suffering is kind of like a key to becoming like God. Yeah. Right? Which is why I was kind of really resonating when you're talking about the grieving for the world or grieving for like others, because that is kind of very godly. It takes you out of yourself and into the worlds of others. And I think there is an honor to grief in all of its form, because you really could be a sociopath and not feel a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could be dead.
You could be
like, it's
dead.
like, it's like,
you could be dead.
There's gratitude for life in itself right now in my life. There's gratitude for just the fact that it's happening, the fact that I'm looking at you guys outside of my own eyes, and I'm in my body, and I'm going to be in this body for the rest of my life. That is something that I've grown to not only accept, but be super grateful for, without the ego side, or without it, oh, I'm talented, I'm cool. Like, I'll take all that away. The fact that I'm even
here
right now, it's like miraculous, really. And so it's about that, and it's also about, like I said earlier, it's supposed to hurt, like suffering. It's like we run from suffering because we feel like if it's suffering, then it means it's not supposed to happen, and that's not true. We just can't see outside of our own, limited perspective because we're still human. But if you have that radical faith, you have that trust, it's not about necessarily what it is about what it feels like, but it's not about.
That's not the end.
Yeah, like feelings are, God give you these feelings just like, I used this example not too long ago, but let's say like you want to make a heartbreak album. End up being your best album. But before you started recording that album, you had to go through the heartbreak. It's like that. It's like, obviously I'm not glorifying pain, but it's more so like accepting its transformational power in itself, and just because it hurts doesn't mean it isn't God, or it isn't not supposed to be happening. So that's kind of what this came from. Like, instead of like running from that grief, it's kind of like embodying it and carrying it with you in a way that's transformational, like using it as alchemy again.
I think it's beautiful. Someone said earlier that, grief changes you. You're really not really the same person after you encounter grief.
Facts.
One of the things for the show I'm working on is like this personification of grief, where you do this dance with it, or lack thereof at first, and then you begin to dance, and eventually it goes on its way once you join the dance. But when I think about it's supposed to hurt, my mind is thinking about all of the things that have to undergo transformation in nature. Like a seed literally is ripping its flesh open. And then that little sprout is fighting the elements and the creatures to bear fruit. Or like coal becoming a diamond, or gold being purified, or an oyster being formed. There's always like these high levels of discomfort, especially like a butterfly. The caterpillar is literally turning into liquid goop, disintegrating to be literally rebuilt and reformed.
Insane.
Nuts. Like, I'm just gonna turn into caterpillar soup so that I can become a butterfly. And then you're like, oh, that's over with. The butterfly literally has to fight for its fucking life to get out of this chrysalis. And if it gets any help, it will die. Like, its wings won't be strong enough for it to fly. So it can't even get any help. And I'm just like, it is supposed to hurt. There is an honor with grief. And now it makes me want to do another poem, because it's almost feeling like grief and suffering is an invitation to come higher. It is. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be so always happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in a way, it happens in everybody's life. Everybody has experienced grief or will experience grief. There's no way around it. And it's like, well, that has to be for a reason. If it's just about how it feels, then everybody would be boring. That's why you count it all joy. Not themselves, not who they are supposed to be. Yes, that is why you count it all joy. That's why you rejoice in suffering. Exactly. Because it's the invitation to come higher. Ultimately, it's all working for our good, right? And good is a process. Getting to good is a process. Like, yes, finding a diamond in the rough, out the ground, awesome, this is good. But then that diamond has to go get cleaned and cut and polished. The gold that it's going to be set in has to be refined and cut and shaped and polished. And then you set this diamond in gold, and it's worth a whole lot more than it was before. And now your diamonds get to dance, and your Jesus piece on your wrist or whatever. Your diamonds but the story that I heard was very similar. It was Ravi Zachariah, and it was his man. Him and his son found a wild Mustang, and everybody was like, oh, that's so good for you. And he was like, what do I know about good or bad? Yeah. And then when they're trying to break the horse bucks, kicks his son, and breaks his son's leg. And everybody's like, oh, that's so bad. And he's like, what do I know about good or bad? And then because his son's leg is broke, there's like these bandits that come into town and take everybody's son. But they leave his son because his leg is broke. And he's like, oh, everybody's like, you're so lucky. And he's like, what do I know about good or bad?
I never heard that story before.
That's when you were talking about the Book of Now, Ravi Zachariah is like an apologist. Yeah. He's dead now, I think. I hope that man actually dead.
You just kill him.
If he's not dead, Lord God bless him. But he was using it for that very point. But looking at this piece now and just listening to what everybody has said, one of the things that I've been trying to learn, you might have liked the tweet. Actually, I tweeted like, it was something like, I'm just trying to accept that everything is good. You know, like everything is working for my good. Yeah. And it really don't matter what it feel like.
Exactly.
Because the radical faith is superseding whatever it may feel like. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I definitely feel lighter leaving here today.
Oh, definitely 1,000 times.
Yes.
So like, 2 things I want to add on. So like, with that, I've heard like a slightly different version.
I'm sure
of the
there's
story.
thousands.
So like, the version of it I heard, it was like a Chinese story or something where the same things happened with like finding the horse, finding the son breaking the leg, but the difference was instead of like the bandits coming to steal the people, it was like, oh, there's a war happening. We need all the men that's available to go fight this war. But the son's leg was broken, so he couldn't go.
Yeah.
That was the like initial difference. And then the thing with the diamond, you were like, yeah, you're going through this process of like getting the diamond, refining it. You got to be able to know what a diamond in the rough even looks like. To begin
the honor of it.
Yeah, because in the beginning it looks like a piece of coal, or is a piece of coal, until like all this pressure is like put upon it to become something else, and become something better, become something higher.
Now this pressure is a good word.
Back to like the alchemy again.
And to the untrained eye, a real diamond look like a rock.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even know you got a diamond in your hand. You gonna throw it away.
Right. I've seen so many videos where just people randomly walk up to like a river and go, oh, cool, a rock. And then there's like an opal or like a piece of amethyst or something. And it's like, how did you even know that was there? Like, I would have just walked past it. It's just like a crack in a rock. And it's like, people, I guess they've been through it enough times to know what to look for, how to process it and all that. So
that's the beauty of it. It's like once you go on this rodeo, you get this. Not my first one.
Right.
You know, I'm not getting booked off the horse. I'm leaving here with something. If it's
exactly
a piece of art,
yep.
you know, I love when you said that.
I'm
using it all. It's mine.
I'm using it. Yeah.
It was gifted to me. And I'm gonna
honestly,
do what it do, baby.
Honestly, with none of my control. If it was up to me, none of this would be happening. It would be a completely different thing. But this is happening, and the way my faith is set up, this is happening for my greater good. Yeah. Whatever good and bad.
Our greater good.
Yeah. Okay. Because we can probably keep talking forever. Yeah. I really thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I feel 1,000,000 times lighter, and I think I understand myself a little more. And, you know, my thought process is behind this. So I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time out here to come out and chit-chat with me.
Thank you for having us.
You know, and I hope everybody, you know, felt something off of their shoulders today, or felt a little more seen, or however they may be.
Yeah, I realized I got a couple of things where it's like, let me go ahead and process that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, man, use it. Use it, bro. That's what gives me the confidence that I'm going to be an artist for the rest of my life, bro. Because nothing is stopping. Like, things are still happening every day, you know. It's just I'm using it all, bro. Yeah. And this made me feel so. You know, I've been trying to figure out how I want to, present my art moving forward. But this just gave me a huge battery in my back. I really appreciate it. And I was so lucky that you guys were the first people to reach out.
I got in.
I was holding out spots too. Like once we all started sending out everything, I was like, people was like, I said, let me see what my people's like. I really like these handful of people right here. I do like these people, you know. I want to do something else. I need to do something. We need to do something else. Like we all trolling buttons today. I appreciate it. Okay, one more thing I want to do is, I want to move these chairs and this table, and or maybe put the chairs in front of it and take a picture.
Okay.
Hopefully all of us, everybody. And is there anything else I need to say?
This is history.
No, definitely.
This is history.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could say like some lame outro.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, for sure.
Gosh. Okay, so what is the blue?
The blue?
Yeah, blue eyes. Why does he only have blue nails?
Oh, that's true.
And it's so funny because I try not to put nails on them. I usually put nails on them, but I haven't really been in my nail bag recently, so I don't know. I think honestly that was just for like compositional purposes, if I'm being real. I don't think I meant to put blood on the flowers too, but I didn't get a chance to. But I think that makes it
I meant to say that. I was
makes
like,
it more clear.
To me, the blue, I don't know why the blue in the eyes, like, it made me think so much about, like, innocence and, like, emotion in a way.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't really even use that blue like for anything else. So I think it does represent that in a way. Like it's definitely supposed to bring attention to the eyes. I always feel like my eyes carry the emotion in my pieces.
And, you know, yeah, it's like,
Because it's always self-portraits, but I feel like the eyes always are different in every self-portrait I do.
and you know how it's like, eyes are the window to the soul, it's like,
You can see it.
yeah, it's like that, since I have, like, that idea of innocence, it's like, even though, like, everything, you know, like, everything's rough and, like, you're red and everything like that, it's like you're still, outside of perception, it's like you're still innocent, so.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
yeah. Yeah, that's all I had to say, I was sitting there.
I guess y'all want to sit down on it? Or, because I feel like we stand up and not going to see the piece.
Yeah, sit with me.
Yeah, how that feel?
It's like plastic.
Oh, that ain't that bad.
I think
Squat.
I'm not gonna post it, I just like
Oh, you definitely can.
Okay.
We definitely can. We definitely in the promotion era now. I haven't said nothing. This is the first time I haven't said nothing, y'all.
It's hard.
I didn't get no early
Hey,
dopamine.
it's so hard, dog.
I just sat there and sat with it. I was like, man.
You kind of scoop front,
That's
like,
literally so true.
Hey, Phil. Phil.
Here you go.
Is he back there? No. Okay, don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm gonna do the phones first. Yeah. Alright. 3. Oh, wait, do this.
Phil, I wanted you to hop in the picture, man.
And then,
Or honestly, you think you can take the picture? I'm sorry.
it was like, low-key, it's like,
And you
then
can
hop
come
in the
in.
picture.
yeah, I can see you.
Take a picture on your camera first, and then come hop in with us. Or can you think you can take the picture with the camera? With his camera?
What's that?
You think you can take a picture with his camera?
This or this?
With his?
Oh, yeah, I trust her. Well, I'm gonna let you do the phones first.
Not that, I don't trust you that much.
Alright, we ready?
Yep.
Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright.
This was awesome, man.
That was amazing, man. I'm glad I
How long was that? Like an hour? We were talking.
a little more than that, I feel like.
Don't have.
Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that was not the goal. I wanted to keep it under 20 minutes at one point.
Under what?
But I already knew, bro. It'd be like that.
Oh, you see like you see the button with the L? Okay. And then that way.
Focus. 2, 3. It's continuous, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Rashad, can you do one more thing for me?
Yeah.
I want everybody to get an individual portrait in front of this.